Welcome, everybody, to another edition of the Inside the Nest podcast. Been a while. We're joined by a couple special guests. Of course, my co-host Brad Chandler is here as well. And these gentlemen are here. It is off-season, but Angelo Fullerton and Luke Patterson are in town. And that's the lead story, I guess. What are you guys doing in town?
You're here writing an exam for school.
How'd that go?
It went pretty well.
It was an exam.
It went pretty well, yeah.
We can confirm it was an exam.
Probably makes things easier when you're working with Bubs, eh?
Yeah.
And Gary.
Yeah.
What's it like working with him? With those guys?
It's good. They help us, stay connected with the school. They provide resources for us. Like coming to after practice once a week, we get to meet with Gary for an hour or two and kind of catch up on work. So it's definitely good. Provide resources for us. What's so funny about that? I'm giving you a good response. I'm not taking it like a joke like him, and I'm giving you.
Taking it. I gave a good answer. I look at him and I start laughing, man.
It's all getting kept in. Right?
Yeah.
No, this isn't. Can we just restart completely? Let's just completely restart. Let's just restart.
Okay.
None of that needs to be kept in because we can't look at like
it's good. It's a
school's
podcast.
not a joke.
Okay, you need to tell me. You guys just came from. You drove back together.
No.
You both came from New Brunswick. How far apart do you live?
An hour.
Hour, 10 minutes.
Wispamsis and Moncton.
Yeah.
So you guys grew up playing against each other.
Yeah.
What do you remember about each other as kids? Are you same hockey?
I just remember he couldn't beat me.
That's a big rivalry, too.
It's
Flyers Vetoes.
Yeah. No, it was good. We played
since
Adam, Pee Wee.
We actually played together when we were like 10.
Yeah,
Spring
I got a
hockey
funny
team.
photo. Yeah,
Spring hockey
down in
team.
Boston, but
Okay.
yeah, it was Moncton, bigger population, more kids. It's why I say they're better, but
it wasn't really even. I don't know. I could probably count on one hand.
I do have a Monctonian over you though.
Well, I probably got 6 provincial championships, any minor hockey tournament you could ever think of, an Atlantics, a national championship, just to name a few.
Was the Monctonian, was that the same year that Moncton won the TELUS?
Yeah.
And it was 1-0 game?
It
Am I
was.
remembering that right? You the winner?
You scored the winner.
Yeah.
Okay.
Courtesy of me.
Against him?
The shots were 52-17 for us, but
Well, we lost though.
we did.
So.
No, we did. Yeah, but there was
A lot of credit to my goalie, but yeah,
So
we did
get
beat
this.
him. But
There was
look, he can't accept it.
I can't.
He's gonna give an excuse here.
There was no. This is not an excuse at all. There's a curse that got broken this year. That the team who won the Monctonian never won the Atlantic Championship.
Ooh,
It since the beginning of when everyone started first, and then this year the Flyers won the Monctonian and won the Atlantic Championship. First team to ever do it.
So do you think like they're following like the bluept? They looked at like the career of Luke Patterson and they were like, "This is how we get to the top." You think?
TELUS Cup captain.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how to answer that.
Probably goes beyond Moncton, really. Like just following like just a perfect career.
Yeah, I would say it's been a perfect career.
You're calling her quits already, eh?
No. I think. I mean, obviously we won my year, so it's just a good example for kids to look up to and where you want to get. And we had an alumni game this past week in Moncton that a few of us that were on that team were out there and kind of talking to the boys and getting them prepared to. They left for TELUS. They started yesterday, so yeah.
Where was your tournament at when you guys won?
It was supposed to be here in Sydney, but
Nice.
because of COVID, there was a money thing, so they had it in Calgary, where just at the Hockey Canada headquarters.
That was that year, eh?
Yeah.
Holy frig!
3 years
Like
ago.
that just happened, yeah.
4 years ago. 2020. No,
What is-
3 years ago.
Yeah, was your third year with the Eagles? No.
Yeah, 4.
Patty, you
year
should
before
know this.
that.
Was it 3 or 4 years ago?
Well, it's his third year.
It
with
was
the Eagles. It was the year
2022.
before that.
Year before
Yeah,
that.
but it's 3 years.
You
it was
played 23,
2022.
24, 25 for the
22.
Eagles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was 2022. Yeah, 3 years ago.
And then the TELUS Cup was in Sydney.
Yeah,
Last year.
Yeah, when it came back.
Yeah.
So when you and you were MVP, TELUS Cup.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
pump his tires.
Oh,
Right,
we've got stuff we can talk about.
We
with
can
you
talk
later.
about this all night.
Yeah.
You can probably go if you want.
What?
You can probably go. We're just gonna talk about TELUS Cup. In a second. Whole new section. What about you guys both came to Cape Breton? Because so do you know each other like personally before? Like obviously you play against each other, but did you know each other personally?
Like, not
Not
really.
really.
Like, we played together when we were like 10 maybe, and then
Yeah.
played against each other our whole lives. Like, we knew who each other were, but
So when you both came to Cape Breton, because you got drafted in 22 and you got
21.
21, you got passed over your first year, and then came the second time. So did you become buddies right away, or
Well, we
Yeah,
live
pretty much.
together, so
Yeah. Well,
We kind of
so
had to.
I was living with Matt McDonald at where we live now, and he got traded, and Yvonne came up to me, our billet mom, and was like, who would you recommend we get? And then I said Fully. I don't know why I said Fully, but I did.
Gee,
Just wanted
He
another
lucked
New
out.
Brunswick guy.
He lucked out.
it's nice.
He lucked out.
Yeah. You guys must have had a good feel for each other, though, that 16-year-old year, because you would have been both like veterans in that league at that point.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Key guys.
Well, it would have been every other year would have been the same thing since
Yeah.
Adam.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Angelo's late pick makes the team. Didn't get drafted first go around. Makes the team the second go around. What was that like? That whole getting passed over, then making it as a late round pick.
Yeah, it was definitely something that motivated me that summer. Obviously, that was kind of the first step in taking a big step in kind of becoming a better hockey player, just kind of that motivation. And I carried that into the next season and was lucky enough to get drafted by Sly, come here for an opportunity to make the team. And I had no expectations going into it, but it worked itself out.
Is that kind of like when you're drafted, like in those higher rounds? Obviously, this league shows that like it doesn't really matter what you're drafted. Really, at the end of the day, like lots of guys have good careers, and lots of guys who are first rounders, don't turn out maybe exactly how people expected. Is that like going into the draft? Does it really matter like what you're picked, or do you realistically think like it doesn't matter? I'm still going to be able to play in this league for
Yeah,
many years.
I mean, I'm sure lots of people would view it differently, but I guess as an overager, it didn't really matter when or where. It was just about getting the opportunity to kind of prove that, yeah, like you said, it doesn't really matter where you get drafted. Just if you show up and impress someone, then you never know what's going to happen.
Did you have that conversation with McCullough to start the year? Kind of
Yeah,
story.
I mean, yeah, I actually did. I brought it up to him. I said, like, when we made the team, I said, like, I was in the same position as you. Just be grateful and don't take it for granted.
He would have grown up watching Fully before he moved to Breton.
Well, everyone grew up watching Fully. So when you guys talk about living together, how did that? What was the first year like, and how did you guys kind of get settled into that new life of having a billet brother?
Honestly, it's really good. Like, I think especially moving away from home and your first time, to have someone that's going through all the same experience as you is really nice to have. Like, you don't need to hang out all the time, but there's nights on a Wednesday night you're not doing anything. You kind of throw a movie on, watch it together. You kind of don't feel alone. As much as I bug him, he's a brother to me now, and the last 3 years have been incredible together. So definitely got fortunate there.
Yeah, I was just going to say the whole brother thing. Both of us have younger sisters, so it's kind of cool to have that brother. Not taking away anything from my sister. Obviously love her, but no, it's nice, like we share a lot of the same interests. We're always playing video games together, watching movies. I'm kicking his ass in Chell every night.
What are the preferred teams? Who's playing his
Well,
We usually draft our own teams.
yeah, we'll
Okay.
do like a fantasy draft type. But this past year was the first year in the 3 years living together. He finally beat me in a best of
Hey.
7 series.
Just I've been taking a path like this. It's really
How do you start?
and it wasn't just like one day I showed up and beat him. Like, we do 7-game series, so like I was continually like good series, and then finally beat him in 5 games.
It took him around 50 to figure it out.
Yeah.
So if
Probably
he
more.
was snuck into practice early, he was going home to play
Yeah,
against the
yeah.
computer.
Yeah.
It took me a while to figure it out, but I got it figured out. We haven't played in a while, but I had it figured out there.
That's the next podcast. I'll do the commentary. You can be the color guy. Commentate them playing.
I find you guys are like, you'd think a lot of times for billet brothers, since you guys are with each other at home, that like it seems like you're always together at the ring as well. It was kind of like Dag and Hoodie. Like, it seems like on the team, there's always those guys that are paired, and you guys seem like you're always attached to the hip. It's like you don't really, which I guess it can go either way, right? When you're billet brothers, you either get sick of the guy or become good friends.
Well, I mean, we've lived together 3 years. I've put on a pretty good pretend face that I enjoy being around him. But no, I think it's just like we spend it all the time together. Like, it's the same thing as home at the rink. Doesn't matter. So I can handle being around him, I guess.
I feel like most of the team is paired off this year. Like most of the guys have a billet brother.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I'd say about
Like
half.
Half, yeah.
Half, yeah.
When you guys, so coming here the first year, so you were here the first year. Was your first year the same year, or did you come?
same.
Yeah, same year.
Yeah, because you were I guess when you're both 17.
Yeah.
So coming here from 2023 till now, or I guess 2022 at that time, what was the biggest difference you think in terms of the team, in terms of just yourself as a player? Like, what do you think has changed now, looking back from 2022?
I think for the team, I can comment a little more because I was here when I was 16, drafted. I spent throughout COVID, spent a good bit of time around the team. So when I was 16, and the improvement the organization has made is just incredible. Like obviously you can see with the rink and stuff, obviously that's big, but just the way the organization's run and the way we're treated is gone completely the right direction in the last 4 years. Like we're so lucky and fortunate to kind of to be here, and this is a great organization now. And yeah.
Okay, Breton Eagles, everybody.
Well, that's the common denominator. Brad Chandler was hired
Yeah.
for 3 years.
Wow.
Brad Chan keeping
Whoa,
everything afloat.
whoa. This has nothing to do with Brad Chandler.
I mean, I can't take any credit because I was here when he started. So.
Yeah, he was.
No, I think it's top to bottom, just everything.
Yeah.
Just it's really taken the professional path, and we're treated like pros, and makes it really easy to play here.
Well, it's easy when we have professional players like you guys.
Yeah.
Just,
Yeah, no, that helps for sure.
yeah,
Yeah,
like NHL caliber guys.
Yeah.
like both yours. So you guys said you spent a lot of time together. I'm gonna see how well you know each other. All right, Patty. When was Foley drafted? What was his draft number?
It was a 10th round of that year, so I don't know. Let's say 18 picks times 10 is 180. But there's extra. I'd say 140. No, that wouldn't make sense. 171.
Close.
Pretty good.
168.
No.
I don't know.
What is it?
163.
What is he?
Not bad.
Him? It's either 64 or 68.
Well, it's neither one of those. It's actually not really that close to either one of those.
84.
No, buddy. I was like, give me some more credit here. Come on.
You were 4th round.
Yeah.
50s.
Yeah.
54.
Nope.
58?
Nope.
It doesn't have a 4 or an 8.
59.
Oh,
My
that's
God.
I thought it was an 8 for some reason.
Sorry, that was pretty close.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was close enough.
The process of elimination
Yeah.
narrowed it down. The favorite. This is a 10 questions one. Favorite pregame meal for each other. Well, you can start. Like, what's the other's favorite?
Pasta with meat sauce.
Sounds about right. His is definitely our billet mom makes a like chicken bacon ranch pasta. Definitely that.
That's one of the better ones.
So you guys just don't eat the same
No,
stuff?
we eat the same
we
thing.
always
Oh,
eat
it's
the
his
same
favorite.
thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but
Right on.
he likes that one. I can just tell when he's eating, and I know he loves it.
Are you ever doing Mr. Puff's orders together on the road?
Oh my God.
Yeah. Sometimes.
Oh
Flavors?
my God. His would be either probably Choco Bueno or cookies and cream.
And
Cookies and cream and cinnamon sugar.
Yeah, that's
Keep her
beautiful.
classy.
yeah, hazelnut
Um,
guy myself, but those are good as well.
Well, Mr. Puffs can't go wrong either way.
No.
What's Patty's middle name?
Riley.
Why, Riley?
That's
Foley. What's Foley's? This would be
His
good.
is
Leonardo DiCaprio.
I like that.
It's his dad's name, Cody.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, that was gonna be more fancy than that.
That's a good name.
It's a good name though. Yeah, but I thought.
Well, it's
Riley.
Angelo.
it's my
Riley
dad's
was-
middle name.
Riley was in case I was
Ah.
going to be a boy or a girl. It was kind of, it's a name that kind of splits the middle. So
Yeah. Okay.
That makes sense.
no, I don't know if that's true or not.
That's a good story. We'll go with that.
What career would Patty want if he wasn't a hockey player?
Is there an actual? Oh
Well,
no,
he
you're
can-
just
he
gonna
can-
ask him.
He can say yes or no.
I don't,
There's only one real answer
I
here.
think I'd.
he'd be like
I'm not saying anything till I want. Patty knows it for sure. You have to know
he'd
it.
be a hockey analyst.
Outside of hockey.
Oh,
Oh, no, that
Actually,
counts.
I
That
think
counts.
I think what I'm thinking of, he might pick above that.
Yeah,
I think I know what you're gonna
probably,
say too.
definitely.
That was a good guess, though. That's a just.
No, that would be definitely in my top 5.
You could
But
do that.
there's a one that would be way ahead of all the
And it
rest.
has
Yeah,
nothing
nobody
to do
would
with
hire
hockey.
you, but
Nothing to do with hockey.
You mean the PGA Tour?
Oh,
Yeah.
golfer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on. That's something to do with hockey in a way.
Not really. It's a completely
I
different
should've-
sport.
It's hockey adjacent.
I should have got that one.
What would he
You
be?
should have got that one. Fully, soccer player for sure.
Really?
Actually, fun fact
Interesting.
that his grandfather tells me every time I see him, and it's actually pretty cool. Fullerton was a triple exceptional status when he was 3 years old to play in the U6 division in soccer. Triple underager.
What does that mean? What is that? Oh, you mean when he
Playing against
When he was
6-year-olds,
3 years old, he was
He
playing
played with
U6.
6.
Yeah, triple
Holy
underager.
frig. What a
Yeah.
prodigy.
I was
Nice.
I was nasty at soccer.
At 3,
Yeah.
Yeah, at 3, he was
he could kick
was
the ball.
one, yeah.
My grandfather tried to move me to Italy because that's where they're from. When I was like 7 to play soccer, but
Jeez.
You could have been in Serie A instead of doing this podcast.
yeah, I could have been a Juventus prodigy or something.
Well, now you're look how good you're doing for yourself now.
It all worked out.
You played with Sonic at all? He was a big soccer guy.
No, I never played with Sonic.
You would think Fully's talking all this about his soccer, and then you would think he'd be some kind of prodigy when we play ball game before the games, but it's just not true. So,
Well, I haven't.
so I don't believe it.
Is that what happened in the
I
ceiling
haven't
behind you
played
guys
soccer
there?
in.
His
years.
grandfather tells me all this, and I see what I see at the rink here.
Well, when I stopped playing,
I don't know. I don't know if I can. I don't know if I see it. Maybe when he was 3, he might have had a little something going
because
for him.
here's the thing: if I'm not getting targeted, I'm always top 5.
That's
You're the consensus worst on the team, so you don't have anywhere to comment.
but I never claimed I was a soccer player.
But
So
if you guys are back next year, it'll be really interesting. Does
I-
the 20 get an
I-
extra life?
Yeah.
I promise you next year that if I'm a 20-year-old on this roster, I will not lose a single game of ball
It's
game.
like a two chances.
I will not
for
believe
20.
That's one reason to keep you around, man.
Yeah, I'm not going to lose. I'm not going to get out. I'm just going to stay in.
Frig.
Yeah,
Is that what happened to
it's-
the ceiling
it's
behind
a
you guys
little-
there? That's fully?
Oh,
That's
wow.
not
Yeah.
me.
No, mostly fully, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
that I don't know when that all happened within the last month, I think, because it was never like that.
Yeah,
until-
it got bad at the end.
Well, that's actually
Actually, you're
it's
like,
actually better.
You're over half of that.
Well, I'm not. I don't even
You
think
are.
I don't even think I
Because you
take
just
one
punt
down.
the ball at the roof.
That's not true. You're no. Okay. Okay. Pause. We're not gonna lie on air. Okay.
Okay.
Is there so looking back, so you guys have three years now each. Is there a favorite game that each of you have that like sticks out to you? Maybe the funnest, maybe your best game, maybe just something that's memorable. If you had to pick one game. I know you've had a lot of good ones, Patty. So
Yeah. I mean, there's a
Think
ton to
about it.
think about here. I'll like fully go first.
Yeah, I was gonna say, well, recency bias, obviously, pretty hard to top. Game 4 of the playoffs for me, but outside of that, I'd probably say just like scoring my first goal in St. John in my hometown. That was
Oh
pretty.
yeah,
That was pretty special. Like all my family and friends were there, so
you're a big Sea Dogs fan growing up, eh?
yeah, 7th player
Oh yeah,
for the Sea Dogs.
I'll have to flash that on the screen. You
Who,
sent that to me.
Who was the guy you were standing next to? Which Sea Dog?
I don't know. I'd have to. Well, the Sea Dog who I picked didn't stay on the ice. Like he just put me beside someone. But that was when like Huberdeau and all those guys were on the team.
Loaded,
Sweet.
But I picked.
Who's the better guy to stand beside, Huberdeau or Patterson?
But I picked Kevin Gagne as mine.
Oh, nice.
He was a defenseman. He was like family friend kind of thing, or yeah, something like that. I don't know. I was 7, so.
Oh, you.
But he's playing in Europe now. He's
still going.
Yeah.
Wasn't. How old did you say you were when you did that?
Well, I was 7, Brad. It's 7th player. You're typically 7 when you do this.
No, that wasn't actually
Actually,
that wasn't
know
that
that.
common of a
Is that a
thing.
thing?
I didn't
No,
know
I don't
Yeah.
think that's a thing.
Yes, it is.
It makes a lot of sense.
You're
but I
6
didn't know that either.
That's not
That's
how
not
you
a
guys
thing.
do it. That's how they do it in St. John.
Well, 7th player is
Yeah.
because there's 5
Yeah, I
players, a
know.
goalie, and then
I know
you're the
that.
7th.
I know, but
So-
you typically do it when you're around that age.
Well, okay, yeah, I guess, yeah. But I've never heard of that before.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, anyway, yeah, I was like 6 or 7,
That's
Yep.
pretty sweet.
6,
So-
7.
like 13 years ago.
Did you have a goal that sticks out? Again, I know you had a lot of them, so yeah, this might take a second. But
Well, the one here.
oh yeah, yeah,
in overtime. Yeah.
Yeah,
That was
that's
kind
dumb.
of a big thing.
oh yeah. I forgot about that. Game 5, by the way, not Game 4.
Oh yeah, it was game
Bud.
5. Yeah, my bad.
Schmuck.
Get your shirt now.
Yes,
Patty?
Eagleshop.ca.
Yeah. That's
Well,
not
I mean,
true.
the consensus answer I think would be the 8 overtime game. Like that was pretty cool to be a part of. I mean, kind of sucked during a bit, but outside of that, probably just my first game. I think I was here against Rouen. 16 years old. Remember being pretty nervous and doing the rookie lap and all that was pretty cool. So that would be my favorite game. Goal would probably be my first goal too. It was my first game of my rookie year with against Halifax, shorthanded actually.
Your first game?
It was my first game of the year. It was I played 7 as an affiliate, and then my first.
Oh, your first game of your first. Right.
Yeah.
Right on. Short-handed,
Cam Squires assisted, NHL
Yeah.
draft pick, whatever.
That's a pretty Luke Patterson goal, actually.
Yeah, it was actually a snipe. Going to go look back at it.
Well, I know you guys lots of goals.
The goal I was talking about was
Came up with this
assisted by Ivy, so
Yeah,
that's a decent one.
Decent player too.
That's not bad.
Okay, so I'm just gonna show some different clips and I want you guys to react to them. Fully, this one is from this year. Maybe just walk me through what's happening here.
Well, let's start with how the play starts.
You want me to commentate as it's going, or wait?
Ew.
Yeah, that was my.
Yeah.
I think that was like my 4th game of this year, and we were running anyway on the PK. Just the winger drops down below the goal line to get the pass from the D, and I got the puck and I just looked up and it was actually Hoodie, but he just like went way back. So
Yeah, he was the D man on
yeah,
that play.
so I had room to skate it up, and Hoodie's not really playing defense, so I just made a quick move around him and made a nice shot. But
And just doing what you know how to do, bud.
That was probably the nicest goal I've ever seen Fully score. So those were some serious mitts there.
And okay, and this one is also pretty gross. Patty, we'll get your reaction to this one.
Who is this?
Luke Patterson.
Oh,
Ew.
yeah. I mean, that was actually a really nice pass from Cal, who's now a Moosehead actually. But just kind of had some speed, broke through, breakaway, made no mistake like normal. Yeah, I know. It was a fun goal.
That was a good night too.
That
eh?
place was rocking. I think that was 2 minutes into the
Yeah,
game.
it was a minute and a half into the game. Yeah,
Yeah.
2 minutes.
Where's the jersey at now?
Jersey, I don't know who has the jersey. I have no, I don't have
No.
that jersey. I don't know who has that jersey.
Those were nice.
I really
But
can't
whoever
remember.
has that jersey's got a pretty nasty goal in it, so they should frame that.
They're wearing it to
No,
whatever
no.
hockey they
That
play.
needs to be in a basement framed for sure.
Then fully, obviously, we just talked about this, but walk me through what was going through your head during this time, because this was
well, there was not a
pretty
lot going through my
famous.
head at that time because it was
Like
about
usual.
1:30 in the morning. I was pretty exhausted. But yeah, their D just skated up, turned it over to Lavi. Their other D went for a change, so it was a forward back. I seen Burbs come to the bench for a change. He was my guy. Stepped on the ice right as Lavi kind of got that puck, and he made an excellent pass up to me, and
crowd was just like,
crowd was electric for
Love this.
1:30 a.m. It
man, there was like probably
More than
half.
I would say more than half still there.
Yeah, so what? But like there was probably like 2,500 people. It was the loudest I've ever heard. Like it
Yeah,
was just
yeah.
like
It was. Yeah, it
everybody was so
pretty sweet.
dialed in at that point.
Every fast food drive-through in the city was backed up for 40 minutes after the game. So I've
Yeah.
been told.
Yeah.
What'd you guys do? Like talk about the in between periods and stuff, because that was like how do you even prepare for that? And
Well, I'll start with I'm not a picky eater at all. My 2 things I don't like are pickles and mustard.
Oh no.
It's probably the 3rd overtime or 2nd overtime. Henny walks in with bottles of mustard and jars of pickles. I was putting mustard on my pickles and eating them. Just plugging the nose, just barely getting them down.
so explain
but
what that does for people who don't understand.
cramps. It's for cramps.
Both of them are
Yeah, I think so.
reduces
Pickles
cramps.
have some electrolytes too, I think. with
Yeah,
Yeah.
pickle juice got the electrolytes, and then
RBI was making us electrolyte drinks,
Yeah.
doing his thing.
walks in, Sour Patch Kids,
Yeah.
candies, trying to get our sugars
Oh,
up.
a bunch of candy.
I get back to the bench. One shift, I'm like, Colton, man, I'm cramping bad. He goes, here, take some Sour Patch Kids. I was like,
On the
All right.
bench.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. We had bags of Sour Patch Kids on the bench.
Yeah, it was
That's
crazy.
At what point in your brain does it go off? Oh, we're going to be here for a while. Like, was there ever a moment in that game where you realized,
Yeah.
oh, this could be long?
Like after
After-
the first overtime, it had to be like, oh, is this one of these nights?
After 3 goals got called off, I was starting to
Oh
think
my
nothing would
God.
count.
I honestly, I don't even know. It just felt like a simulation. Like we'd go play, then come back off, do the exact same thing,
Yeah.
then go out and play, do the exact, like it was just over and over again.
Yeah, it felt like every overtime period was the exact same thing. That's what it felt
I think
like.
my shift length went from probably 30, 40 seconds in the game to 20, 15, 10.
10 seconds.
Oh, like it was like I'd actually go out there, take a face off, take 2 hard strides, and go for a change. At 10 seconds, so that would be it.
I feel like it was in the third OT you really kind of saw the pace drop.
Yeah, oh,
It's a
yeah.
long change too,
Yeah.
right?
Man,
So
the
nobody
whole-
wants
the
to make
whole-
a mistake.
Beyond the third, it was just all like the neutral zone. Like nobody
Yeah.
was given any chances.
It was
Nobody was
just-
doing anything
It
scary.
was breakout, enter the zone, dump
Yeah.
it in, forecheck, and then the other team break out.
But the crowd wasn't bored at all. Like the crowd was freaking into it. Like it
Well,
was like
in overtime, anytime you're anywhere around the net, the game could be over. So
Yeah.
it kind of keeps you on the edge of your seat. So even if the hockey's not that great,
oh
anytime
man,
there's any sort of a chance,
definitely.
the game could be over. So
So do you guys find this is something that I noticed that you let me know if it was true from your guys' perspective, but it seemed like the longer the game went, how everyone kind of felt like they were kind of part of something where like it seemed like the tension kind of lessened where like there was guys like almost like smiling and laughing on the bench thinking like this is ridiculous because the first overtime obviously it's like all right it's overtime but like by the fourth overtime everyone was
Yeah.
just like is this even happening like everyone was you know what I mean like it
Yeah,
felt
no.
more like fun.
Loosey-goosey.
it was, well, after the first goal got called off, then it kind of started to get a little weird. Then the second goal got called off, and then the third goal gets called off, and it's just like, okay, like what are we doing here? Like obviously it was those were in our favor for the 2 of the 3, but
Yeah.
it was just like there was just times the whistle would go and I'd just look at one of their guys and he'd be like what is happening right now?
Yeah,
It's
like
just
everybody was in
it was
on
more just like what is going on? Like how is this game still going?
yeah.
But and then at the same time you're trying to beat the other guy too.
Yeah.
So it's like you're
We'll
giving
survive for the
him
season.
you're giving him a smile, but really you're like I want to take your head off. So.
Joey Hannaberry's pacing up and down on the press box. Well, yeah, you
Yeah.
wouldn't have been up there. He was
Yeah.
intense.
Yeah.
Up there.
That's the funniest part I think of the whole thing is Joey starting the game, getting kicked out, and then the game ending 6 hours later.
Well,
Like,
he got kicked
sat
out in the first period. He
Yeah.
served a 3-game
Yeah.
suspension.
Yeah, if there was any remote thought he was getting a suspension, that was definitely not happening.
Yeah.
The game went that long.
I think this is another great game this year. Probably one of the more underrated games against Rue and Patty. You probably remember this one. Your
I
own
do,
OT
yeah.
winner.
Yep.
Walk me through this one.
So that's Dylan Andrews who passed it. He was here for
Eagles legend.
8 games maybe.
Nice little
But
run.
we
Wow.
Louis told us like he said like Andy, Patty, you guys are going. And I looked at him. I said like well, let's go end this thing. He's like all right. Actually, I said to him before Louis called that. I said if we go, we're ending it. He's like all right, let's do it. We go and he passed it and I mean it went 5-hole. I was trying to go high glove, but it did go 5-hole and then just let my creative demons take out for a 6 Ellie.
Yeah, you tell you. Eh? Right towards the camera. You knew where the camera is. The hard cam.
Yeah.
That's the works of our camp. Yeah.
Everything's down to a science around here.
So there was actually 4. I thought I forgot I had this one more. There was one another highlight play. I want to get you guys to talk about here. You could explain this.
Yeah.
Man, I ring that right off the bar though.
That one. Do
you want me to
shut,
call
I love that you found
shut the
that.
computer. Shut the computer. Call it. Let's call it.
Wow.
I wish I had audio on this, but Pat has a good call too. That makes it hilarious.
Was that the game in St. John that you had the huge cheering section? Was that the same game?
Yeah.
Probably yeah.
That was really
I
cool.
always got good cheering section.
But wasn't it like more than
with,
usual? 'cause
with
all
my
the guys-
friends?
the
Yeah.
guys were
That
home.
was that game.
Monday
I already
afternoon.
had a goal that game, so
Yeah,
I
you
was
did.
Right.
looking for number 2. So
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, this should be good. 2-0 with Patty, and he fires one in my feet at the
Look
blue
at the
line.
pass. The pass was not hard.
It was.
It was just your
he was
offhand.
just skating,
Dude,
I
all
wanted.
All he needed to
We
do.
can have this argument 100 times. We're both think that I thought what I was doing in my head was I was giving it to him. He was giving it back. But he thought that I was going to wait till the last second and pass it back door like it was a video game.
What? Yeah, exactly. That's literally called the glitch goal
Yeah.
for a reason.
Well, it's a video game, Fullerton.
Well, how often you get 2-0s in real life?
exactly.
Not
you
as
know.
yeah. So you do the glitch goal.
No. You can't. First of all, you can't give a good player a bad pass.
Well,
So-
I still rung it off the bar.
Okay, then you had a chance to score.
I know, but
Should have buried
all
it.
you need to do is just wait until I got down and opened up.
Well.
Anyway, let's move
You
on.
think-
Did win the game though, from what I
You did,
remember.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was a Monday afternoon. It's tough.
Yeah.
Do you guys spend a lot of time on the road, obviously, and you spend a lot of time together on the road. Any specific road stories or memories that pop out from over the years? That's every time we ask that same thing. Eh?
Yeah. It's kinda,
Well,
kinda
I mean,
the expected
usually
reaction.
the best ones and the good ones are ones they can't go
Fair
on
enough.
air. So
Fair enough.
It's for his autobiography after a long,
Yeah.
the NHL career. 4
Yeah,
years
exactly.
down
I
the
think a
road.
good one was I don't remember which. I think it was the Rimouski. Who did we play on that trip? Victo. No,
Trip.
the Rimouski
Rimouski.
trip.
This
Second
year?
half, yeah.
It was Rimouski,
Oh,
Blainville.
And Drummondville.
Yeah.
yeah.
We were grinding Among Us.
Oh, yeah.
It was so weird. It was just like it started in the hotel in Drummondville randomly, and then we played it like every waking hour of that whole trip on the
Yeah.
bus, everything, and then it just snapped
then
the
it-
fingers. It was gone. We never
yeah.
did it again. It was just like a 1 week thing, we grinded it. But yeah.
That game against Rimouski was the 2-minute 5-on-3 penalty kill in OT.
Oh my God, that was crazy.
That was a crazy game.
That was actually that was one of the crazier things I've ever seen happen, and we seen that 8-period game.
Yeah.
5-on-3 for 2 minutes.
In
Yeah.
overtime.
Poor Brownie and Schmitty took about 80 block
Ugh.
shots.
You guys have had a lot of like there was a lot of like crazy games this year. I found like it was either like some games were just normal games and some games were just everything happened at once. Like
Some wild one.
that's what I was saying. Like that Rouen one I thought was awesome. The Halloween
was a good game.
Halloween 6-5 overtime.
Capped off by a snipe.
Even the purple jersey games, Heartland AP gets
Yeah.
2 goals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
What you know what we were saying about Heartland too? We totally forgot that he played in the home opener.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, because we seen that photo from
Doing Luke Patterson getting in his AP games at 16.
getting
Yep.
2 rips.
No, I didn't have 2 rips.
No.
He had 2 rips.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Well, I didn't think that you had 2 rips.
Oh, okay. I was like, I think it was like -7 maybe. Actually, Matt Anthony has 1 QMJHL victory as a head coach, and I was in the lineup for
Oh,
that.
right on.
Bathurst, right?
Yeah, it was actually his first head coaching game too.
Sick.
Cape was like the worst team in the league, and Bathurst was one of the better ones, and we upset them. It's
That's
whatever.
sick.
And I was a part of that. It's whatever.
It's all him.
You're a part of it. Looking back, do you guys have like everyone always says the welcome to the league moment? You guys have one of those? Something that you kind of realize like, all right, this is
I'm a Q guy now.
yeah. Head down, maybe.
Mm.
Did you guys ever get a fight in before the rule changed?
No,
No.
I broke my hand my first year, so I
The game
couldn't.
So you
Invicto-
would've-
the game Invicto.
Probably I don't know, maybe, but I couldn't have because I was like, my hand was like all messed up the whole year.
Is that the game Invicto? You scored and then got hurt later in the same
Yeah.
game.
Chicken patty.
Well,
Yeah,
his
that was actually.
And his
If
parents
you
were on
want
the
to pull
trip
that up,
too.
if you want to pull that up, that was probably the nicest goal of my
We
career.
actually only have the 2-on-0 that you guys messed up. That's all
Oh.
the only clips we have. So
Oh, okay.
How did
But
you
it-
remember that?
all
That
I know-
bad
I'll never forget that. I tell everybody about it.
All I know is that was probably the nicest goal of my career. The game I broke my hand.
Against Victo?
Yeah, toe drag, then went bar down.
What your first year?
Yeah.
I'll put it on the screen.
Okay. Yeah, first year. It was, I got hurt. Like, actually, it was like a kind of like another 2-on-0 that right before I got hurt, where Cam was like kind of behind me, and I like stripped the puck, then looked him off and tried to score and missed. Then there was an ozone face-off, and off the ozone face-off is when I broke my hand. So I joked to Cam, I'm like, maybe if I dished that to you, I might have been a first rounder in the NHL. But I guess we'll never know.
He's got to milk the goal for all it was worth because there's a heavy price to pay.
I forgot to actually compile all the fan votes, but there's one that stuck out. Who has the best Riz on the team?
Oh, Jesus. Well,
Nobody has Riz on our team.
Ooh.
Like that. Like that.
If I have to give you a name, let's give a name that won't get anybody in trouble.
Good luck with that one.
I'm gonna
I'm gonna
say,
say. Go ahead.
who are you gonna say?
I'm gonna say Carson Griffin.
What? No.
That's okay.
It's if we're talking seriously here, as much as this kills me to say, I have to say Henny.
Ooh.
It kills me to say it, and it will boost his ego way too much.
He's gonna clip this. Send it to us.
Yeah, he will. But I got to give credit when credit's due.
All right, well that's fair.
Yeah.
It's good, nice to know you're supporting your buddies.
Who was the first person to pick up the Irish hats?
I don't know.
I think it was Griff.
No, I don't. It was either I don't know, maybe me or Cam. I don't know.
Schmitty, maybe.
They were just kind of all there sitting on the ice, and then I went and grabbed one.
That was a fun night.
I don't
too.
really remember.
That was really. I just love the pictures of the guys in the
Those
hats.
jerseys were sweet.
They were. The hats were cool too when they wore them.
I'm not.
Whoever designed them is a whack job, but other than that,
Yeah. No, you.
Oh yeah.
yeah, it's you.
Yeah, they are sick though.
There,
Did you guys? Which jerseys did you guys take home?
the retro and the Irish.
Same.
The retro ones are the nicest jerseys I've probably ever worn.
Yeah. Those
Well,
are
yeah, I
sweet
know they are sick. Can't take credit for those though. That's
No.
what sucks.
I like the fan design ones too.
Yeah, they were
cool.
nice. They
Oh
were,
yeah, I got that one too.
yeah, they were nice.
They were different. I like the yellow. Like I
Yeah.
wish we could. I mean, we didn't even wear our thirds at all this year, eh?
Oh, it's too many other
We
ones.
kind of moved away from the third one, yeah.
Yeah, the thirds were a good idea. Wrong logo though.
Yeah.
They needed to put the regular Eagles logo instead of that.
Or even just the
CB.
Eagles head.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's different because the yellow on yellow. I don't know what happened, but it was. Wrapping up. What are your plans for the summer? Are you staying home? Are you going away? Do you guys train together?
No,
No.
Brad, we don't live in the same city.
Not far
Well, you
apart,
said you
though.
live an hour apart.
Yeah. Well, it's.
I'm not driving an hour.
Well, you said you know when he loves food just by the look on his face. I thought maybe you'd hang out in the summer a little bit.
No, I try to see him as little as possible in the summer. No, do a lot of golf.
Together?
No,
Why does he think we do everything?
Well, he told me before how he wishes he could do everything with you, but he can't.
I never told him that.
You text. That's what he texts. I'll show you later.
Yeah. Work.
What do you do for
Workout. I got an interview I gotta get back for on Thursday.
That's correct.
For? You don't gotta say specifically.
It's
I
just town of Rosse, where I
Oh.
live.
Working for the city.
Yeah.
guess. City man, city
As a-
official.
Laborer or whatever.
Oh, nice.
Hopefully, by the time people see this, he's already started.
Work
Yeah.
outside. Yeah. Hopefully that doesn't go to shit. And I'm saying all this.
Yeah, we'll clip this one. This would be the preview.
Yeah, and just get on the ice. A good amount, not too much, not never. Get in the gym, try to get stronger. Same old kind of thing.
Same old racket. What do? You work?
Work at the golf course.
Do you?
Yep.
Cart girl?
Yeah. Yeah, car girl. I usually fit that build.
What do you do?
A little bit in the pro shop, a little bit washing carts. Kind of, I'm that mix between versatile.
That's
Can
sweet.
do anything.
I bet a lot of people want that job.
I think it's the best job for someone who's like, I'm not really in a field to go work in a field of kind of with.
Well, what was
I'm
that? What were you
taking.
saying before? Micro something.
Well, I
Microeconomics.
could, but I could, but I don't need to. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not looking for a full time job anytime soon. Like, I
Yeah.
work at the course, get my membership paid for, and then work 4 or 5 times a week and play free golf.
That's pretty sweet.
Hard to beat that.
Spends all of his off time at his work.
Yeah,
And his what?
literally.
His workplace.
Oh yeah.
If you're looking for me at any point during the summer, I'll most likely be at the golf course.
Found me on the
or-
golf course.
And then working out too, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
mornings.
Find you at the Iron Paradise.
What are you going to do this summer? Keep this organization afloat?
I was literally gonna say those exact words. Yeah, I will.
No, but actually, what does a guy
Working
like
my
you
fingers
do?
down to the bone. Doing podcasts with Patty McNeil. That's what
Sit
we
on
get
your-
paid to do.
I'll be on the Aussie rules pitch. We got a game in St. John. I expect Foley's going to come
Ah.
and cheer me on.
Get all your buddies
When's
there
that?
from
I got to look up the date. I'll let you know.
Alright.
Oh my god.
You got to come out to one of my ball hockey games. That's what ball hockey. A lot of ball hockey in the
Yes.
summer
Oh, yeah?
too. Yeah.
Your Carter McGilvery's a ball hockey. player.
Coming off a championship actually last summer. my
Like, is it
team-
an actual league?
Yeah.
Oh, it's big in St. John.
Yeah, big.
What?
Is that the league Kiefer Lyons playing your
Yeah,
team?
Kiefer's on my
His dad
team.
plays too.
We
doesn't
got a couple. Jacob Kane on Gatineau.
he?
Liam Kilfoyle. Matt McRae, who played for Bathurst. Not the year that just happened last year. I think that's it for Q guys. Oh, Noah Ryan played not for a couple years, but No, it's actually really And then like some other like Cale McCullum,
Okay.
Riley Bezo plays in that league.
He plays in the coast now. Bezo.
Yeah, I think so.
He played here at the exhibition game, the Panthers Senators.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, there's a lot of guys, but yeah, it's pretty competitive. We just went up to the highest division, so
Right.
be like super try hard now.
You just wear it's a helmets and gloves and sticks, and then orange ball.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's hardcore, man.
You ever came to Cape Breton?
And
You
then
learned to play with the
orange
pickleball.
ball.
I'm a former commissioner of a 8-ball hockey league myself, actually.
that league must have went to shit.
No, it's not actually. There's a jersey hanging in above Carter's desk that I signed. Keep your stick in the ice.
I burn it.
Dash the big fella. Well, guys, this has been a tremendous time sitting here with you
Very
two fine fellas.
illuminating.
Huh?
Very illuminating podcast.
It has.
Probably couldn't have found any better human beings to get on this. It really.
Well, if there's one guy I knew I was gonna have to turn his mic down.
Me?
I found him. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can look at his mic is already down.
That's yours way on the end there, all the way at the bottom, all the way
testify.
down.
As they get older, they move further back down the bus, but I can still hear them.
Well, it doesn't matter. Like, okay, my bad. I talk a little loud.
I can respect that.
That's great. Yeah,
Dude,
that's why we had you on.
We're in the library trying to study before the exam, and he's screaming in the library.
At least I was studying.
Isn't the library at CBU like a no quiet zone now?
I don't know.
That's the second.
A
first
no
floor.
quiet zone?
Yeah,
I don't
like
know.
They changed.
You
it.
have to make noise when you're there.
Yeah. You have to. You can't
That's what
not
he was
make
doing.
noise.
Thought I
I was
noticed
just
that.
screaming.
Just hearing something.
Tom and Jerry.
Well,
Sound just so
classic.
easy.
yeah.
Well, I guess I can take this on. Well, guys, thanks for doing this. And all the best in the summer.
Thanks
Yeah.
for having us on.
Yeah, thanks for having us on.
Appreciate
it.
Anything to make your job a little bit easier, Brad Chan,
Thank you.
because it's just so hard.
Thanks.
If only we would have been here.
Yeah, I'm trying. No, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say we were here for 30 minutes waiting for you to set up, but
Shut up.
other than that,
Goodbye.
it's been great.